Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. Alright you guys, so we're gonna see how this goes. I don't have any gas in my car, so I don't want to turn it on and run the air, and it is hot as shit. I got my windows down. You're gonna be hearing planes and birds and dogs and all of that, so we're just gonna try to get through this an abbreviated top of the blogs because I have a very busy day. Very busy weekend actually. Here comes another plane, but y'all bear with me. We're gonna get through it. You guys, first up we got to talk about the train wreck in Philadelphia, the Amtrak train that jumped the tracks. It was originally going from Washington to New York. For whatever reason, it was already speeding at 70 miles an hour. I think they said that this was a 50-mile-per-hour train track, or you know, it was regulated to be going 50 miles per hour. I think within this curve. But the train was going 70 miles per hour, and for whatever reason, it began to speed up and went from 70 to 106 miles per hour within a matter of seconds. And when it hit the curve, it jumped the track. So they said the first couple of cars tumbled and tumbled and tumbled. There were, final count, it was 8 deaths. 243 people were accounted for. They're saying that 6 are still in critical condition, including the engineer of the train who was operating, who was conducting the train. His name was Brandon Bastian. And Brandon is a 32-year-old, from all accounts, lover of trains. So, a very sad story. It could have been a whole lot worse, but I mean, even with 8 deaths, of course, those 8 families that are affected, I'm sure this is a tragedy for them. And it's, we're going to see what happens. So, it's been this big story. The mayor of Philadelphia, I think his name is Mayor Nutter. What is it? Is Mayor, I think it's Nutter, you guys. Right after the accident happened, and he was talking to the media, and he said that it was absolutely no reason that he should have been going this fast. He was being reckless, and nothing short of a heart attack could excuse the fact that this conductor, let this train get to 106 miles per hour. When after he said that, then Amtrak and NTSB, everybody was quite upset with him because they're saying that there's a lot of factors that could go into the reason why a train would speed up like that. It may not be from the conductor messing up somewhere. It could be from malfunction of the train, something with the train tracks. It could be considered a runaway train. They do have video of when the train sped up and right as it was going into the curve. However, they still don't know why it did that. They don't have video of inside of the train, obviously, and what the conductor may or may not have been doing. But they tested the conductor, and he did not have drugs or alcohol in his system, and the conductor is saying that he was not, on his phone or using text messages. I assume that that's easy enough for the police to find out. So the NTSB and Amtrak, they kind of put the pressure on the mayor to, rethink what he said, and he did kind of back up off of those words and come out and say, look, he's a person that speaks from the heart. He was, wrapped up in the matter of these people, injured and dead in his city, and he was emotional, and that's why he said that, but he has the utmost respect for the process of the investigation. So we're gonna see what's happening. They, I was watching CNN last night, and they were making a big deal about the fact that the conductor, this Brandon Bastian, has no recollection of the crash. They say that the only thing that he remembers is when the train started to speed up. He couldn't remember if he pulled up the emergency brake, or I'm saying pulled up like it's the parking brake of the car. I don't know if it's a button or if it's whatever it is, but he said he couldn't remember if he activated this emergency brake. However, I guess the recorders in the train, I guess something similar to like the little black box in an airplane, they say that it does record that he did activate the emergency brake. It was just going too fast, or maybe it was too late. They're still trying to investigate the recorders and find out exactly what happened. They're saying that Brandon Bastian does not remember anything after the train sped up. He has, he was in a coma. He has some head, what is it? He injured his head and his brain. They say he's got like 15 stitches, and one leg is immobilized and the other leg is broken in a whole bunch of places. He was in one of the cars that tumbled quite a bit. So we're going to see what happens with this story. But like I said, they're building it up to say that he's doesn't remember, and that he may not never remember. So it sounds, if we was gonna get our conspiracy theory going on, you know, it kind of almost sounds like Amtrak doesn't want him to remember, because I swear on CNN for about 2-3 hours last night, that's all they talked about, is the fact that he doesn't remember. But the doctors are saying that he may remember something in the future. I guess it is kind of soon. I mean, they just had the accident and he did have head injuries, so we'll see what happens. Brandon does give the investigators anything to go off of, if they're going to have to just go on their you know, the the evidence from the recorders. So prayers go up for all the families and friends that were affected. Besides the fact that, you know, these people were killed and hurt, you know, this is like, I guess this is a real busy train route, I would imagine, so from Washington to New York. So it's just been you know, it's been difficult for people to get to wherever they need to go. They say they won't have the service back up until next Tuesday. So yeah, you guys, just wanted to talk about that. Like I said, prayers up to the families and friends affected. Hopefully, you know, everybody that was critically injured, that they will recover, and hopefully everybody will get the answers that they need to close this case. You guys, it ain't too bad today. It ain't too hot. I don't feel like I'm about to sweat to death. It's a nice little breeze. Let me hurry up and get through this. We have to also send a rest in peace to blues great musician B.B. King, who died in his sleep last night at the age of 89 years old. They said that, I don't really know actually for a fact if he was sick or if it was from natural causes. He was 89 years old. I had no idea that he was that old, although I guess I should have known, because you know, my dad is almost 80, so, and I know B.B. King was older than my father, but yeah, he will be sorely missed from the blues world, from the music world. You guys all know B.B. King. He was the fun-loving, you know, pretty witty blues musician who lent quite a bit to the music world. One of the, you know, what we would say, one of the founders of the blues world, although, you know, there were definitely others, but truly a staple for the blues music world especially. So prayers up again to his friends and family, and once again, rest in peace, B.B. King. Alright, you guys, so that's it for the serious stories. Now let's get on to the bullshit. First up, y'all, Kenya Moore, baby girl got man problems. I promise you, Kenya, we just can't. Now look, we suffered through Walter, and we all kind of figured out that it was some bullshit, that she had kind of hired Walter to be her boyfriend on the show, and I think we all just kind of wrote that off as, you know, maybe it didn't play out the way that she wanted it to. That was that, okay? Then we had to suffer through the damn African prince that none of us ever saw. Okay, there was little shadows of him. Brother man, you know, Nene saw him at the hotel and thought he was a goddamn taxi driver. Then there was some other sightings of Kenya with some different African guys, and people saying that that was the one and that was the one, and then the girlfriends was coming out saying, hell no it ain't, oh no it ain't. And then we finally put the African prince story to bed. And so then Kenya Moore, along with her newfound bestie Cynthia Bailey, went on to Patty Stagner's, or is it Stanger? Is it Stagner? What is her last name, you guys? Anyway, the millionaire matchmaker. Kenya went onto the show, and Patty and Cynthia, okay, they rounded up a bunch of gents, and she settled on one, what was the man's name? James Freeman. And James Freeman was a handsome enough black man, tall, he seemed charming, and Kenya seemed to be quite smitten with him, and vice versa. A little while later, we heard that they had gotten engaged, that he had gave her a ring. I never saw the picture, but they're saying that she had posted a picture of the ring and saying that it was from him. Don't quote me on that, it may not be right, but that's what they're saying. So even from the reunion, just the other day we saw, although the reunion was recorded some time ago, I remember Andy specifically saying, how's everything going with you and your new beau? And Kenya said, swimmingly. Now fast forward to just a couple of days ago, Kenya puts out a statement along with the millionaire matchmaker and says she was heartbroken to find out that James, what's his name? James Freeman was married, and that she didn't even find out from him. She found out via social media, and even though it's not going to work out with them, she still wishes them the best, and she still believes in love. So Kenya, once again, is burned by the man, you guys. Oh. Y'all, come on, say it with me. Oh. And honey, them twirlers was like, oh no the fuck not. They were so fucking mad at the damn Millionaire Matchmaker. They went on to her damn Instagram and Twitter and everything and tore her a fucking new asshole. And was like, bitch, you ain't fixing to set our girl up with no nigga that ain't, that's already married. Okay, so they was pissed the fuck off. Everybody was up in a tizzy the other day over Kenya Moore and her supposed beau who had ran off and got married behind her back. Okay, well, after that went on for a day, I guess, Mrs. Freeman. Oh yes, there's a Mrs. Freeman, remember? I said that he got married. She puts out a statement and says, well, this is how it went. James went on to Millionaire Matchmaker in September of 2014. She says that she and James met on Match.com in December of 2014. And you guys, they courted. It was a long 3 months, and then in March, they were engaged, and by Good Friday, they were married. From the way Miss Freeman says that old Jimmy didn't even let her know that she was on the damn show. He said that it had slipped his mind, y'all. That he didn't even remember that he was on the show from September to December. All kind of shit happens in there. It just fucks up your memory. You don't remember that you was on a goddamn show with Kenya Moore. Okay? But once the promos started to show, that's when he remembered, oh yeah, baby, I forgot to tell you. I was on Millionaire Matchmaker with Kenya Moore from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And, we went on a couple of dates. It was cool. 2 or 3 kisses. Nothing spectacular. We didn't even fuck. And then we went our separate ways. She's a sweet woman. However, she's just not for me. So that is the story that old Jimmy Freeman told his woman. And his woman then came out and told it to us. Now, listen here, y'all. I don't know what the fuck wrong with Mrs. Freeman, but I'm gonna tell you something. That sounds like Jimmy is a fucking liar. It looked like he's lying to every goddamn body. First of all, you go on a show. This is a big enough show, Millionaire Matchmaker. I don't watch it. However, everybody knows who Kenya Moore is. Everybody knows Real Housewives of Atlanta. Ain't no fucking way that you can forget in 3 months that you was on a goddamn show. So that's the first damn lie. Then it sounds like he was dating both of them at the same time. So he was going out with Kenya and he was going out with this other woman. And that's cool if that's what it's going to be. If you dating and if you let everybody know what the hell is going on, then, I don't have no problems with that. But the problem here is that he didn't tell nobody. So evidently Kenya thought shit was going good with him. And then, old girl, she's in a relationship with him too. Now, we do know Kenya, Kenya does have a, every now and then she can put 20 on 10. And maybe after the relationship, they went out a few times and maybe they fell out of touch with each other or hadn't talked to each other in some weeks or whatever. And I guess that was long enough for Jimmy the Swindler to go out there and really be with his now wife. And maybe he just started to put his energy more into the wife. But the story is fucked up. So when the lady is saying that Kenya reached out to him and said, we should go out. Okay, because our show had the highest rating for the Millionaire Matchmaker ever. So she wanted to celebrate with him. And it was during this time that he told her that he was seeing someone. He was seeing someone, you guys, not fucking married. The wife said that he was seeing someone. Okay, so of course Kenya was pissed because now this is the 3rd time that she's going to be embarrassed that a relationship of hers didn't work out. So I understood that. And then I guess a couple of days or a week or so later, she reached out to him again and was like, I need you to do a favor for me. And then he just never answered because he just didn't feel it was appropriate. This is what the wife is saying, to keep talking to Kenya Moore. So some of that sounds like it's on point, and then some of it, but the bottom line is the motherfucker lied to these women, and his ass got caught up. And then what's the deal with you asking motherfuckers to marry you in 3 months that you met on the internet? Like, really? Do you even know? Like, it don't even sound like Jimmy the Swindler don't sound like it got it all together to me any fucking way. So maybe Kenya dodged a bullet there. It ain't looking like it's any love lost, but of course this does not look good for her image. But the twirlers always got her, and the twirlers stand strong. Trust me, I have had a round or 2 with the twirlers. But in this case, I just think that the nigga was lying. And then I think that Kenya probably was trying to save face. And I think that the wife is kind of stupid. So, that's it on that. And while we on Kenya, we might as well talk about the fact that Kenya finally gave Janet Hubert her damn money for Life Twirls On. Yeah, evidently, SAG, there was some sort of investigation or case that came up, and Janet did win that, Kenya needed to pay her for her work that she did on there. So Janet got her damn money, but she was still throwing shade, okay? She was just like, yeah, she didn't send it directly to me. She sent it to SAG and then had my wrong address. I was just like, bitch, you know, and Janet is just, ain't she just sour still, okay? Then, okay, as if that wasn't enough, okay, she puts out this long essay about Kenya Moore and how she's a evil person and she's a spider and she sticks her claws in you, and you know, she's been called a trick and she's been stabbed and dragged and all of this. I was just like, Janet, if you don't take your fucking $788 and go some goddamn where, I know something. Damn. Janet says the criminal charges will not be dropped because she also maintains that Kenya stole the time cards and changed the time that Janet was working and forged Janet's signature. So she says those charges are not being dropped and that is still moving forward. So I guess we'll see if Kenya will or will not be going to jail for trying to not pay Janet her goddamn money. But yeah, I'm just, Janet girl, you got your money. Okay, enough gone somewhere. Guys, your girl Raven. We done talked about Raven quite a bit, and I've tried to give Raven passes because Raven is not perfect, just like I'm not perfect, just like you're not perfect, and you know, we can say things, and you know, God is still working on us, but you know, Raven continuously seems to say shit. I don't even know. I mean, I really would like to know if Raven even believes these things, or if it's just something that she's told herself to be, what is the word that I'm looking for? To be... I hate when I can't think of a word. To be, you guys are going to tell me. But to just be one of those ones that's shocking and to be, you know, forward and, you know, one of these forward thinkers and everything. Y'all know how you deep motherfuckers can be. They got Raven on as a guest host on The View, and I hear that they're trying to get her as a permanent host. That show is just not what it used to be. It's just so fantastic now that I don't even have the desire to look at it anymore. But, you know, Raven is right up their alley. Somebody that goes against the norm and, you know, challenges and all of that. So they're talking about this petition that's going around to put a woman on the $20 bill. And I don't know, is it a black woman or is it just a woman period? I think it's just a woman period on the $20 bill. And so, you know, there's these names that's going around, and what people have seemed to be settled on is Harriet Tubman, who we all know who Harriet Tubman. She was the founder of the Underground Railroad, and she was responsible for, I mean, I was talking to my son the other day and we were talking about how she was taking these people to freedom from, you know, like all these states. You guys, these are states that these people were going on foot trying to get to freedom, okay? So Harriet Tubman, definitely, when we think about great women who have made, you know, just the ultimate sacrifice for freedom over and over again, because once she got there to let the people go, then she'd come back down and get some more. Okay, you don't know nobody that's doing shit like that today, trust me. So Harriet Tubman definitely should be a contender if we were talking about women that could be on the $20 bill. Well, when they were talking about it on The View, Raven mentioned that she didn't believe that Harriet Tubman should be on the $20 bill, and that she felt that someone more current and someone who was more responsible for the progress that we have made today should be on the $20 bill. And she came up with the name of Rosa Parks. And my whole thing is this. I don't even like the fact that we always have to give another name. Like, really, I'd be fine with Harriet Tubman or Rosa Parks. If I was to be 100% true with you, I don't think that it will ever happen. I don't ever think that the boys, okay, them boys, y'all know who I'm talking about, will ever allow a woman, let alone a black woman, let alone a black woman slave on the $20 bill, the most used currency in the United States. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening at all. However, it's a great movement, and it's, you know, I'm all for it. I have a problem if it would be Harriet Tubman or Rosa Parks, okay, or any of the other women that have come up. I've heard them talk about Sojourner Truth and Eleanor Roosevelt and some other people. I have a problem with any of the names, but the fact that we have to compare Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman and what they did for the movement, first of all, it's not comparable because I just told you what Harriet Tubman did, okay? And no disrespect to Rosa Parks, because Rosa Parks definitely has her, you know, has her foot in the civil rights era and the movement and all of that. However, the movements are not, they're not comparable. Harriet Tubman was the beginner of it. She started it. Nobody had, I mean, they didn't have any rights. They were treated like animals back when Harriet Tubman was doing this. Even though Rosa Parks, you know, we didn't have civil rights again. I mean, you know, there were some issues with civil rights back in the 60s when it was going on with Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King and all of that. Black and white people were segregated. There's no, I mean, there's just no comparison. But it shouldn't have to be a comparison is the point that I'm trying to make, because they're both great women. Okay, I think Rosa Parks is more of the face of a movement, whereas Harriet was more of a doer, 100% doer of the movement. But like I said, I would be fine with both of them. I just hate that she even brought that up. She's entitled to her view, obviously. I'm just saying, like, yeah. And to be truthful, I really think that the reason why a lot of people have a problem with Harriet Tubman being on the $20 bills, because they don't really know what that's going to look like. Just to be all real with you, when we think of Harriet Tubman and the slaves and all during that time, nobody was looking, you know, they was trying to fucking get to freedom. So ain't nobody had hairdos and, you know, proper clothes and all of that. If they was going to be real true to it, they would put her on there the way that she, you know, look. I mean, of course, I'm sure that they could dress it up, but, you know, like, remember when they changed Angel Mima on the goddamn box? Angel Mima had on blush, and honey, she was smiling, and she was looking like, hey, yeah. I don't want to see Harriet Tubman like that. I want to see the true, real, so people can be reminded of the sacrifice and the struggle that this woman made. And nobody is going to be, people not going to be comfortable with seeing that. Them boys, okay, are not going to be comfortable with having this slave on the $20 bill. So I feel like, without her saying it, that might be a lot of the reason why she feels like Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks is a beautiful woman, even though she was an older lady. They could always dress her up and make her look a certain kind of way. But like I said, it ain't even no discussion, because trust me, honey, I think it'll be a fucking cold, it'll be the coldest day in hell with pigs flying and everything before they put a black woman on the $20 bill. Y'all let me know what you think about it, though. You think it's gonna happen? Leave your comments below. Alright, you guys, and lastly, Ciara, her album Jackie. It was released last week, and it debuted at number 17, so to very dismal sales. I think not what they really expected, and they said that she moved 25,000 units. Her last album, which was titled, I think it was just called Ciara, that album debuted, I think, at number 2, and it was somewhere around 60,000 units. So this did a whole lot worse. And I mean, you know, I like Ciara. I want people to understand, like, when I talk about people on here, I might as well say it. When I talk about people on here, I'm teasing. Most of the times, if I talk about you, I like you. If I don't like you, it is very hard for me to even talk about you. People that I truly don't like, I usually don't even mention in my top of the blogs, because I just be so fucking disgusted that I don't even feel like it. But I like Ciara. She's not my favorite music artist. I like the fact that Ciara is a beautiful girl who looks great in her clothes. I mean, she could be a fucking model. Really. She's a great talent. She can dance, you know, when I'm saying a great talent, but she's not no singer. She's just not a singer. So this damn I Bet song, which they was putting all their money on, first of all, I didn't want to hear Ciara. No more ballads from Ciara. All that, I bet you been loving me before I done it. I said, girl, that shit is fucking depressing. It's not a good song. And they know it too, because what they end up doing is they put the shit to a fast beat, because they know everybody don't want to hear no damn ballad from Ciara. Like, why do you guys keep doing this to this girl? Okay, I bet you can love me. Like, Future's out there, you know, pining for her, honey. Future was just like, I bet you I won't. I ain't never met a motherfucker that ain't been less concerned about somebody than Future is for Ciara. I was like, damn. I mean, he ain't had no remorse. It has looked like he has never even, I mean, we ain't seen them, you know, even just, you know, give each other some pounds somewhere with the baby, you know, just on mutual terms. Like, I don't know. It must be not really all that good between the two of them. But honey, that Future ain't worried damn. He said, I bet you I ain't thinking a goddamn thing about you, your man, what you doing over there, baby. You gonna do whatever you want. Okay, yes, this is my woman over here with the Brazilian hair and the big booty and all. Okay. Poor CC. Y'all want CC to be happy. I want her to be able to find somebody that's gonna be good to her. I guess maybe it might happen with this Russell Wilson guy, but if it doesn't happen with him, it can happen with somebody else. She's still young. She's not even really old, you know, but we be trying to rush people off. But getting back to the music, you guys, Sierra, she just can't catch a hit. She cannot catch a hit. She was on something the other day talking about she's had songs as big as Rihanna and Beyonce. I was just like, okay, 1-2 step. I was thinking real hard, like, well, I mean, 1-2 step was big. And the other day, her song "Oh" came on, and y'all forgot how jamming that shit used to be. Okay, like, getting crunk up in the club is like, hey, Why am I doing the bankhead bounce, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, ladies? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, do the bankhead bounce. Oh, do the bankhead bounce. Oh, do the bankhead bounce. Let me, y'all. I'm getting distracted. I got to get off of here. Anyway, so that's it for Sierra. She's on tour because she's trying to generate some kind of excitement for this fucking album, Jackie, that she's named after her mother. Poor little Cece was out here in Atlanta, and she's got this little move that she does in her concerts that I've been seeing on the internet, where she gets somebody from the audience and they're sitting in a chair, and she gets in front of them. I guess she's doing her, you know, her little sexy, whatever the hell she doing. Y'all didn't know that was sexy, did you? I pulled the sexy out of you. Now the chair is this way, and the person is facing you. Okay, so the person, so Sierra, she's also facing, let's see, she's facing the person. And so she gets down on her head and her hands and knees, and she does like a headstand, and then she flips her legs over and hooks them around the chair legs of the chair that the person is sitting in, and she brings herself up so that she's now facing them. Okay, y'all understand what I'm saying? And the first couple of times I've seen it on the internet, it's gone real smoothly. Okay, she did it, it's real sexy, and then she jumps up and then she do her little, this her other little sexy. But she was out here in Atlanta. Now Atlanta's home, and you would expect for Cece to get that shit right? So she got the person there, and she tried to do her headstand, y'all, and that shit was struggly and wobbly. She couldn't get her fucking leg up, and she finally got one leg up, and honey, that bitch must have hit the fucking man in the face. Like, oh, I know he was like, God damn it, I know I ain't came my ass up here sit in this chair to get insulted and assaulted by Sierra. Not only did she kick him in the face, but she couldn't do it. She just kept on trying to get up there, kept on, and she finally got it up there, and the legs was trying to get it on there good, and she kind of finally pulled herself up and then jumped up and tried to do something. I said, girl, if you don't stop all this foolishness, that ain't nobody want to see no sexy. You gave a nigga a black eye and he got a headache now, embarrassed in front of everybody. But yeah, so y'all let me know if you guys are seeing Sierra in on her tour. It's getting hot out here. I know that Sierra still has quite a bit of fans, so I know a lot of you guys probably have gone on the tour. You guys let me know. I don't have her new album. I have no intentions of buying a new album, but I remember somebody saying that there was 1 or 2 good songs on there. But if I bet was any, if that was something that was gonna give me any kind of hint of what the album was gonna be, yeah, Roxanne wasn't. But I ain't bought a Sierra album since 1-2 Steps, so that tell you how I do with that. So yeah, all you Sierra fans out there, y'all going out there and support your girl, okay? She seems to have this legion of fans. Y'all go buy the goddamn album. You guys know we do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.